Hey, Lovatas, it's me, Lois, and happy Tuesday. I'm here today to talk about Destiny or DestiPhony and Dion, Coach Dion, or whatever flipping dip she is, life coach Dion's Mental Mondays from last Monday because I did not speak about it this week or last week. So first, let me start. Dion coming on talking about she was triggered. Okay, why were you triggered by people you don't know? Okay, you would only be triggered if you're defending Destiny or DestiPhony. You would only be triggered and saying that in the chat so that the people can agree with you. And I see what y'all are doing. Everything is Melody's fault. On this, let's just call a thing a thing. You guys are on this Mental Monday bullshit talking about Melody Shari without mentioning her name. And a couple of times you may mention her name, but we know who you're talking about. We know that you're talking about Melody. And why would you be so triggered about a girl's trip that was Melody's girl trip? And then you're making accusations, alleged and in my opinion, with some actual and factual about what should and should not have happened on the trip, the same as Latricia. Who the fuck are you again? Who are you? You're a licensed therapist in the state of California, and you're acting as a life coach on this show, and you have decided that you are going to use Mental Mondays as a way to review Love and Marriage Huntsville so you can give us your thought process for DestiPhony. Because you're not speaking for yourself. You're speaking for her. Because everything that comes out of your mouth is something DestiPhony would say. Okay, so you said it tested your thug. What thug? You walking around here with your goofy ass every other 5 seconds laughing about shit that don't make no sense or laughing about something that's very important. What is so goddamn funny, therapist? If you are a licensed therapist, do you do that when you're in the room with your patients? Do you literally laugh at them and their problems and what's going on and the things going on in their lives? Because I'm concerned if that's the type of treatment you're giving people. If you think everything is funny. Ain't nothing funny and you ain't no damn thug. All of a sudden, you switching up your vernacular and the way you talking and whatnot. You wasn't talking like this when this first started. So stop it. Stop trying to pretend to be something that you are not, Dion. Okay? And then you had to bring up the room assignments. And you kept going back to it. It's like you were picking at a sword. You just kept going back to it. The reason that Letitia and Kimmy and DestiPhony got the rules that they got, because they tried to sneak Destiny in without telling Melody Shari up front, period. And you knew you had a +1, and Melody told you up front, Letitia, that you would have to pay for their accommodations or they would have to pay for their own. But you decided to slip her up and through there in your motherfucking suitcase, and the bill was going to be on Carlos and Melody. Well, you got the rooms that you got because of that behavior. And Dion, shut the fuck up about that. That is the only reason that they got those rooms. All that other stuff that you trying to analyze and pick apart is bullshit. They got the rooms they got because they bought a guest, did not tell Melody who the guest was, and Melody clearly said that she would have to pay for her own accommodations, which means to me, DestiPhony was not invited on the trip in the first place. Okay? If anybody pays attention to her, if she clearly said that your guest has to pay for their accommodations, that means DestiPhony was not invited on the goddamn trip. And we all know that, and we know why. Her and Melody do not get along. And for reasons, for Melody's safety and peace of mind, they have kept them separate. So why all of a sudden would they just throw DestiPhony in there? Kimmy and Letitia did that. Okay? And then y'all was calling Tisha the VIP. How was she the VIP? The VIP for being sneaky? The VIP for talking shit and starting shit? And not being able to articulate what she's clearly trying to say. The bottom line is, Melody, I don't like you, and that's why I invited Destiny. But she couldn't say that because she's not woman enough to say that. She's going to say she's part of this psycho. She is part of our friend group. Y'all don't have a friend group. Destiny and Melody are not friends, and you and Melody are not friends, and neither is Kimmy and Melody. Y'all are not friends. Y'all are workmates. That's it. Y'all are not friends. And y'all running around here acting like y'all friends for 345 years when y'all have been stabbing Melody in the back for eons. Okay? And then Dion asked something about if they get a call sheets, and Destiny said no, reality stars do not get call sheets. Well, you're a liar, Destiny. They do. And just because you are on the cast of a show don't mean that you're privy to all the information that goes on behind doors. Because that's the impression you've been trying to give us every time you speak, that you know more than Carlos King and Melody Shari and Martell Holt as the producer and executive producers of Love and Marriage Huntsville, when you don't. So stay in your lane, DestiPhony, and stop trying to bring up your SAG card and all that other shit, because we ain't seen shit that you did. Not a damn thing. We went to IMBD or IMDB or whatever the flipping dip is called, and we have not seen any work from you, but we do see work for Sunny, and we do see work for Melody. So stop trying to act like you're more than you are and that you know more than you know when you don't. You better know how to get LeBaron's 20K, okay? Hey, LeBaron, kaboom, mwah. Okay. And then, you don't know what portion of the trip was paid for by Melody Shari or the producers. So stop trying to act like you know that as well. And from what I heard from Melody Shari and Carlos, both parties paid. Melody Shari and Carlos, or production, so to speak, paid for the trip, alleged, and in my opinion, with some actual and factual. And here's another fun fact for y'all, in case y'all don't realize how this went down in my mind. First of all, Melody Shari invited you guys on the trip after she invited Shanita and Lauren, okay? Because she mentioned that when she invited you. So stop trying to act like they wouldn't get the best rooms, because that's the way it would be. The people I invited first would have been the ones that have got the best rooms, because I wanted them on a trip. Because if I had my way, none of you witches would have been on that damn trip, okay? But since I couldn't get my way 100%, I'm going to do it the way I want to do it, because it's my girl's trip and it's going to be the bomb. And if you guys want to be sour, go ahead and in your room, in the booth, in the back, in the corner, in the dark, and cry about it. But we don't give a flip and dip over here, okay? All right. And then Destiny, you were not invited to Melody's trip, period. Letitia invited you. And she probably gave you the pink bottle that Melody gave her to you. And you talking about she bribed you with a bikini and stuff like that. Because she wanted you to come on this trip and start some mess. That's what it was for. It was not to come and have a good time. It was not come to break bread and be peaceful. It was there. You were invited to be a mess, period. And Melody inviting Sunny on a trip threw a wrench in all of your plans. Okay? So let's call a thing a thing. You were not invited on the trip. You were not. Carlos didn't invite you, and Melody didn't invite you. You were backdoored in, okay? So the sooner you can say I was backdoor or I was in a suitcase and I shouldn't have been there, and accept the fact that you and Melody are not friends because of the things that you have said and done to her and about her, alleged, and in my opinion, with some actual factual, then everything's gonna be Jake, okay? Because you just running around here acting like you are so butthurt about everything. You not hurt. You just want to have something to talk about because you don't have nothing going on in your real life, okay? Let's call a thing a thing. Okay, and then Dion happened to mention the fact that we saw the texts. Yeah, we saw a text message, but we didn't see a delivered message. We didn't see nowhere in that text message that it said delivered. So I need you people to stop with the nonsense. She sent the text message and Mel sent it. If Letitia had sent that message, it would say delivered. Okay? That's it. Period. And I'm pretty sure that if it was delivered, Melody had no problem pulling it up on her phone to show everybody. But I think what Letitia did was waited till the night before the trip to send that text message and surprise Melody. Because if she was any type of friend, associate, or anybody that cared about the trip going smooth, she would have went to Melody to her face and said, yo, Mel, I think I want to tell you who my plus one is, or my plus one is Boopity Boppity Bam. And yes, I'm going to cover her room, Boopity Bop, Blippity Bloppity Bloom. Y'all might have got a better room. Who knows? But that's not what happened, okay? Alleged and in my opinion, with some actual and factual. That's not what happened. Everything was done backdoor. And so y'all have to deal with the basement, okay? Okay, and Dion, you are stuck on this thing that it's a cast trip, that all the people in the credits should have been on the trip, so forth and so on. That is not true. Once again, it was a girls' trip. It was not a cast trip. It was a girls' trip. And DestiPhony was not invited. Letitia invited her. She was not invited by production. She was not invited by Carlos. And she was not invited by the man on the moon, alleged, in my opinion, with some actual and factual. And that's why they didn't say nothing to Melody until they actually got on the trip. The sneaky witches, okay? And then you had the nerve to try to say that the trip didn't belong to Melody. Destiny tried to clean it up a little bit, but she didn't do a very good job of it. First of all, Melody put more on that trip than anybody in Huntsville has put on any of the cast trips, okay? Or vacations. Okay, Melody Shari put more in that trip, and that was already spoken about. So you should maybe get your facts before you run off with half-cocked stories, okay? That was Melody's trip. Melody could invite whoever the flipping dip she wanted to, and she invited Shanita and Lauren first before she invited the other people, because those are not her friends. Sonny could be a potential friend, but the rest of the ladies on that cast are not Melody's friends. So they did not deserve special treatment, period. That's it, and that's all. So stop going back to that sore and picking at it, okay? Because you're going to infect it with this nonsense. We know that you're here to cape for DestiPhony, okay? We know that you're here to cape for her, because it seems like everything you're saying is catering to the women in your chat who we know don't like Melody Shari. Yes, I know all of those women in there. I'm not going to be calling out their names, but I know all those women in there, and none of them like Melody Shari. So, of course, they're going to agree with you. And DestiPhony doesn't like Melody Shari. She doesn't like the fact that Melody was able to pick herself up by her bootstraps after she left the cheating-ass husband who had a baby on her out of wedlock, filed bankruptcy, and she's doing better than she was before she left that man. And Destiny does not like that. Okay, so let's call a thing. All right? And then back to Destiny, because you kept bringing it back to the rooms. You wanted to talk about the rooms. So let's talk about the rooms, Dion. Destiny was a +1, not an invited guest. And that's it, and that's all. I'm tired of saying that to you, but you just will not let this sore heal. You won't let it heal. Okay? And there was a compromise on the trip because, like I said, Melody Shari paid for some things and production paid for other things. So it was a completely Melody Shari's trip. It was out of the country, and I'm sure it was Melody Shari that picked that spot. Alleged, in my opinion, with some actual and factual. And these women are going to go out of the country and still don't know how to act. The same way they act in the streets of Huntsville is how they went over in them damn islands and acted the royal fool and made the people of Huntsville look like damn fools. Okay? And Kimmy claims she expected more from Melody because all the years they've known each other. Why would you expect more, Kimmy? You're one of the ones that have supported Martell in his cheating. You knew about his cheating, but you didn't think it was important enough to say anything to Melody. You've called Melody bougie when she had you at her home with your feet up under her table, eating her expensive food and getting massages for free and talking shit about her in her home. And Letitia sitting there laughing like a goddamn hyena. Okay? You people don't give a flip about how many years y'all have known each other, because based on your actions and machinations, Kimmy and Letitia's and y'all little clique that y'all got going on against Melody, and how you like to say little smart ass things like when she did her name change ceremony and you called it corny, but you upset because she didn't invite you. You weren't invited because you guys are not friends, and because you do shit like that. You talk shit about her behind her back like we're not going to see what you're saying. Okay? So that's why you got the room that you got. And then, like I said, last but not least, Lauren and Shanita were Mel's guests first. Because when she was there, she told y'all she invited some of her single friends. So they were already on the list. So they were going to get the best of the best of the best anyway. Okay? And that's, what's her name? That DestiPhony chick is claiming that Carlos don't know a lot of things. That's bullshit. I'm going to call bullshit on that. And then you're trying to say the executive producer, which is Melody Shari, don't have no power. But Martell Holt is an executive producer, but you seem to think that he has power. So make that make sense to me. Explain that to me like I'm too DestiPhony, because that literally made no sense. Carlos knew exactly what was going on. And he just needs to be truthful with your ass. You were not invited on that damn trip, DestiPhony. You were not. You were a +1 snuck in the back door. That's it. And that's all. So let this shit go about this whole trip situation, because it wasn't your trip. And if it was your trip, best believe y'all wouldn't have been in St. Thomas. So I'm going to need y'all to shut the fuck up on that shit and leave Melody Shari alone. Until you elevate to her level and can do the things that she is doing now, just shut up. Okay? Low riders, that's all I got to say for this video. Please get down in the comments and tell me what you think. Please share my video. Tell your friends, your family, your frenemies, and your enemies that Low Riders is riding with Lois. Okay? So y'all go ahead and keep subscribing to this channel. Keep tuning in for me. I appreciate each and every one of you every single day. The ones who support me even when I'm not here, I doubly appreciate you guys. And please don't forget to go look at some of my shorts. They're a little older, but those can use some views, guys. Those can use some views and some videos that you haven't seen. I would definitely appreciate if you guys look at those older videos as well. Until the next time, Wakanda forever. I love you guys immensely. Mwah. Peace.